Okay, quick video for you here called Shake Basics. And very simply, it's to talk about the different bases that you can mix your Herbalife Formula One shake with. And the first thing to understand is that what you've got here is the world's #1 meal in a glass, right? Has been for 40 years. There's not a shake on the planet that comes close to this. It contains 25 vitamins and minerals. It's got a great amount of protein, carbohydrates, fiber in it. And it doesn't matter what you mix this with. It's going to make whatever you mix it with more nutritious, okay? But having said that, if you're going to be having 1 or 2 of these a day, right? 2 of these a day replacing breakfast and lunch is a fantastic weight loss program. 1 of these a day whenever you want it is a great, healthy, balanced, tasty meal on the go, right? And if you're going to be doing that once or twice a day, and some of you will be doing that more if you're on a weight gain plan, then what you mix it with is going to be important, because over time, the calories, the protein, the sugar, the carbohydrates, it's all going to add up, right? So it's important you know your options. It's important you know what is okay, what is good, what is better, and what is best. And from there, you can decide what you're going to do on most days and what you're going to do on some days to make your favorite Herbalife Formula One. Okay, so before we get into what's in front of me here, let's talk about what's not here, but is a common mistake that some people make, right? The first thing is mixing this with just water alone. It's not designed to be mixed with water on its own. By the time we get to the end of this video, you're going to understand that really we're looking for a balance of just 3 things, really. We're looking for what's the calories, we're looking for what's the protein, and what's the sugar, right? What's the sugar from carbohydrates? When it comes to choosing your base, they're the 3 things we're really looking at in the main. And when it comes to water, yes, there's no calories, but there's no sugar. There's also 0 protein, okay? Also, it's going to taste a bit gritty, a bit bitty, right? It's not designed to be mixed with water on its own. It needs a base to go with it, okay? So water, big no-no on its own. The other mistake that some people make is fruit juice, right? Now, for all the juicers out there, listen, juicing is a fantastic thing to do. It's great for vitamins, minerals, it's great for antioxidants, but most juices from fruit and vegetables, again, very low in protein, okay? And so, again, juice on its own doesn't make a great base for the world's #1 meal in a glass, okay? Again, we're looking for some protein. So that leaves us kind of with what we got in front of us, and these aren't all the options that are out there because there's literally hundreds now, but they represent really the main options you have. Starting with a good old favorite, semi-skimmed milk, okay? Now, if you look at the label on your Formula One, then the instructions on here are of this made up with 250 ml of semi-skim milk, right? And so it gives you the nutritional values on here. And, you know, it's not a bad base to make your shake with, okay? In semi-skim milk, in 250 ml, there's 125 calories, give or take. There's 8.5 grams of protein, but there's 12.5 grams of sugar, okay, which comes from the lactose. And because there's lactose in it, it rules out a lot of people. If you're lactose intolerant, then you can't have semi-skim milk, right? You can't have cow's milk. There are these days lacto-free options, and, you know, they're an okay option too. The protein tends to be quite good. The sugar still tends to be in there, but not so much. But some people just don't like lacto-free milk, right? So semi-skim milk, it's an okay option, but there's better options, okay? The next one we have here is almond milk. And almond milk is here to represent really all of the nut milks and a lot of the alternative milks. So you have almond milk, you have cashew, you have coconut, there's also rice, there's also hemp milk, and they're all okay, okay? I mean, almond milk is... One thing almond milk has going for it is it's very low in calories, okay? Where this is 125 calories per 250 ml, this is like 35 calories per 250 ml. But as well as being low in calories, it's also really low in protein, okay? So 1 gram of protein per 250 ml, and there's no sugar in it as well. So it's low in everything, including one of the major macronutrient, which is protein. And so in general, the reason we want a healthy amount of protein in here is because protein keeps you fuller for longer. if you're looking to make your body more efficient at burning calories, okay, if you're looking to change shape rather than just drop weight, then you need the right amount of protein so that you can keep your lean muscle mass. Okay, so for all of those reasons, yes, low calorie, yes, low sugar, but for my money, it actually goes below semi-skim milk, right? It goes bottom of the list, right? But again, if you were stuck and this is all you could get your hands on, go for it, right? Better than water. Semi-skim milk. Next, we have soy milk, right? Which for me is best of the rest, right? Because in soy milk, 250 ml, there's 100 calories, okay, which is lower than semi-skim milk. There's 7.5 grams of protein, okay, as opposed to 8.5. So they're very, very similar on protein. And there's only 6 grams of sugar. Okay, so less than half the amount. So soy milk, and you can get this in, you can get unsweetened soy milk. I would tend to stay away from the flavored soy milks because they tend to be loaded with sugar. But soy milk, right, isn't a bad option at all, right? Like I said, it's best of the rest, okay? But if you're looking to make the most of the best meal on the planet, right? Then you want to make sure that there's plenty of protein. You want to make sure that the sugars are limited. By the way, there's already enough sugar, carbohydrates in this, right? You don't want to completely cut out your carbohydrates, your sugar. You just want to limit it, right? You want to make sure that your protein is higher than the carbs, the sugar that's going in. And so on that basis, there's enough in there. You don't need to really be getting any more sugar from the base that you choose, right? So Herbalife about 10 years ago developed this product called PDM. It stands for Protein Drink Mix. And what was revolutionary about this was it made, for the first time in our history, it made our wonderful Formula One mixable with water. Right? If you mix this with water on its own, it tastes bitty, it's not very smooth, it just doesn't work, right? The magic of PDM is it makes the water a base that this mixes, in my opinion, better than all three of these, right? A shake made with PDM is smoother, it's creamier, it's a little bit more moreish than, for me, any of these, right? In PDM, let's talk calories, right? 108 calories, right? So that's less than semi-skim milk, about the same as soy milk, right? But the extra calories we don't mind because in 2 scoops of PDM, there's 15 grams of protein, okay, which is more than double what's in the semi-skim milk. It's almost 3 times what's in the soy milk in just 2 scoops of PDM, right? 15 grams of protein. And here's the kicker, there's only 0.3 grams of sugar in 2 scoops of PDM. So if we just put all these to one side for a second, if you're looking to make, in my opinion, the best tasting shake, the shake with not just the highest amount of protein, but really the perfect amount of protein to give you a really balanced meal that's going to keep you fuller for longer, that's going to give you the best chance to maintain or gain that lean muscle mass. If you want the smoothest, creamiest, tastiest shake that's low in sugar, then your best option is to put together Formula One with PDM. You don't have to have 2 scoops of this, by the way. Okay, if you just had 1 scoop of this, it's still going to give you 7.5 grams of protein, which is the same amount as the soy milk and same amount as the semi-skim milk, right? And it will last you twice as long, right? So, yes, of course, right? This is cheap, right? Water is cheap, right? All of these things, actually, they're not that cheap, right? But because you buy it in there, how much is that? That's, 1,000 ml? Yeah, a litre, right? So technically, 4 shakes you can make out of that for whatever it costs. In here is a ton of servings, right? If you're using 1 scoop per shake, right? This would do 40 shakes, right? Two scoops per shake, it will do 20 shakes, right? So it's the equivalent of 5 of these. Right? Of course you have to buy it up front, so it's going to cost more than having that in the fridge. You never have to worry about having cold milk or cold milk alternative ever again, and it's going to make a better, leaner, calorie efficient, protein packed shake that the other things just can't do. Okay, so Listen, it's not a sales pitch on PDM. It really isn't. It's just giving you the facts. I'm sure if you go away and do all of your own research, you can go and look at the labels of all the alternatives out there and you can find the right one for you. The point of this video is to make sure that when you're choosing your base, okay, what are the calories? Okay, number one. More importantly than the calories, what's the protein? Okay, and lastly, what's the sugar? And if you can find something that is not too high in calories, right? Something that's around 100, 125 calories, fantastic. That has at least really 10 grams of protein and has as little sugar in it as possible. That's what you want to be mixing your Formula One with. And that is what PDM is exactly designed to do. Okay, so hopefully there's been some value in there for you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you think somebody needs to see this, then tag them in this. And we'll be doing a lot more videos on Formula One, talking about all the different things you can add to the shake, the different recipes you can make, all the different things. But hopefully you got some value from this. So thanks for now.